Hey, what's up? My name is Justin, and I'm getting ready to pack for a new trip. I've been posting a bunch of videos for Thailand, which I went to in November of 2024. It is now July 4th, 2025. I'm packing up, I'm getting ready. I got a flight out tonight. So why don't you come pack with me? I'm going to share some travel tips with you, some things that you might need and might be helpful for you, and come along on the journey. I'm going to be out for 2 weeks, 15 days total actually, and then I'll be back and I'll start posting some more videos. But between now and then, stay tuned for some travel tips. Okay. So here is a pro travel tip from me to you. I always bring like an extra backpack along with my main suitcase, and what I will do is have at least a couple days worth of clothing in the backpack. My main clothes, the majority and bulk of the clothes are here, but I've got a couple of days worth of stuff over here that's going to go in my backpack. And the reason for that is if they lose this bag, which is your checked bag, you've got a couple of days worth of clothes that you can still use and wear just in case this one got lost for a couple days, and then they find it and they get it back to you a couple days later. So it doesn't ruin your trip. You don't have stress about not being able to put anything on, wear anything at all. And I also keep photocopies of my driver's license. So take photocopies of your driver's license and your passport. And just in case if you lose the actual physical document, then you're good to go. You will have this as a spare, and you can always go to like the embassy and stuff like that. Don't forget your like waterproof underwater housing and stuff like that, and then like chapstick, antibiotic ointment, stuff like that. Just kind of normal, things that you might actually need. And then I always put my passport, money, ticket, stuff like that in here. Ready to go. All right, first set of travel tips here. You want comfortable shoes. These are broken, these are busted up, they're beat up. I've used the heck out of them for the gym and stuff like that. I'm not putting on new shoes. I'm not going to get blisters from wearing new shoes to the airport just so I can look fancy. These are well worn, and I'm going to be using them because I'm going to do a lot of walking today. Next thing, so you got to dress for where you're going. For me, that means I'm going to a tropical location, but airports can be kind of chilly, so can airplanes. So I'm going to dress kind of in layers up top. I just have a t-shirt underneath, and then I got my hoodie here. I got some socks and underwear, some comfy undies, and some chill socks. And then I got a pair of very light, very thin pants. Okay. So these are going to keep you both kind of warm and cool at the same time. That's pretty much tip number one for me, is be comfortable on your day of travel. You're going to be, in the airport, you're waiting, you're sitting, you're going to be on the plane, you're sitting, you're not moving. So you might as well be comfortable. So that's my first tip. Okay. Next travel tip, put all your toiletries, any of your things that like lotions or shampoos or toothpaste or colognes or any of that kind of stuff. Travel bags are good, but I always put it in like 2 or 3 layers of these like throwaway trash bags, just so that way I know for sure that none of this stuff is going to leak out all over my clothes and make me have a bad trip. So that's another tip for you. Okay, another travel tip here. You want to invest in one of these extra battery banks. So in case you start running low on juice, you got your little USB-C cord. You can charge up your phone, you can charge up your accessories, anything you need. So that's another travel tip. Okay, so here's one more. I'm gonna put all of my important documents and stuff like that in my backpack. They're gonna be easily accessible right kind of here in the front. So that way when I get to the airport, I'm not fumbling around, I'm not looking for anything. I know exactly where it's going to be, and it's always going to stay there in that exact same location. So that's another travel tip. Know where your documents are. Print out your flight information early. Make sure you check in right when you're able to do so. My flight is at 12 midnight tonight, and I checked in at like 5 o'clock this morning when I woke up. First thing I did when I woke up, I got up and checked in. So that's all done. Any of the pre-trip stuff. So for me, I had to do some immigration stuff. So the country that I'm traveling to requires that you check in 72 hours in advance to speed along the process once you arrive at your destination. So if you have the opportunity to do so, or if it is an option to you, suggested, for sure do that. Do any sort of like paperwork, anything else that you can do before you even leave for the airport. So that way it can, be a little bit quicker in customs, immigration, that sort of thing when you finally do get to your destination. Okay, another travel tip here. Invest in one of these eye masks, okay? I cannot tell you how valuable these things are. They only cost a couple bucks. And when you're on the plane and there's stuff going on, so your neighbor next to you has got his light on, he's reading, or he's on his laptop or anything like that, you want to rest, boom, here you go. You got your eye mask padded. It's nice, it's comfortable. You throw it over your eyes and you're able to get a little bit of rest. Okay, next travel tip. You want to invest in a pair of good quality headphones. These are Beats Audio LP, I think they are. And they pretty much cancel out any of the noise at all, and they're not going to stick in my ear canals and potentially lose them, anything like that. They're pretty big, they're heavy duty, you're not going to lose them, you'll have them. Another tip, make sure you get one of these bad boys. This is a converter. It converts USB-C into audio, so that way if you want to listen to something on your phone and you have a pair of corded headphones, you got it. Okay, buy this in advance so that way you're not out of luck if you realize that your new phone doesn't have an auxiliary jack. Okay, here's another travel tip. Make sure you eat a good healthy meal the night before your trip. Get lots of rest, make sure you're hydrated. Day of, same thing, good healthy meal, something that's going to sustain you while you're traveling. Make sure your devices are charged up, okay? That is what I am doing. I'm making sure all my devices are all fully charged, so that way when I need them, they're good and I've got everything I need. I also bring a nice big bottle of water, ice water filled. Not actually going to let me take this on the plane, so what are you going to do? You just have to make sure you buy water. Stay hydrated, because that's one of those things that people kind of forget to do. They get so busy and they got to make sure this and that and everything else. Stay hydrated, make sure you snack and eat when you're supposed to. Yeah, another travel tip.